teacher.
So
How you puddin'? You and the Joker gonna have a good time tonight?
Oh, we're gonna have a lovely time. Actually, I'm not using the Joker. You mentioned Dorothy, right? You
Oh, the
did.
Wizard of Oz.
You
So
noticed
which one
the,
do you need, a
noticed the
brain, a
red
heart, or
slippers and the
courage?
curls?
Which one do you need, a brain, a heart, or courage?
Actually, I brought all three.
Okay, cool.
Because you need all three. It's thought, emotion, and action.
Okay, I
Scarecrow
wasn't gonna
stuff.
go that deep.
I am going to go that deep.
Go for it.
That's the whole point. All right. Are we ready?
We're up. You see it on screen?
All right. Intention and vocabulary. All right, so my little friend Dorothy. See, I was one step ahead of you, right? If you haven't noticed that, I really like the girl. I got red slippers, real curly hair. She's my idol. All right, but I'm going to tell the story in a different way that you might have never heard it before. There's about 7 different ways that you can actually tell the story of Wizard of Oz. This is the one that I'm going to get through this process here of emotion and action. And I'm going to drop the analogies as we go along so that way you can follow along as well. See, Dorothy was caught up in a great big storm called life. Her dog was going to get taken away from her, the bank was closing on the farm, and there was a dust bowl to begin with. Not all good situations. Life was just spinning around her like a storm. Until she was woken up by her higher self, her fairy godmother. You know, with the little wings, she practices a little fairy magic. She's a witch. And she woke up Dorothy to her witchy self. That's why you see all the little moguls, they're a little bit smaller than her, the munchkins. Has anybody ever felt that way in their practice, that you're a little bit taller, a little bit bigger? See a couple of people nodding.
I was standing at a Guatemalan restaurant in line one time, and yeah.
Yes, you felt quite larger. Oh, my screen went away. Oh, there it goes, it's back on.
Yeah.
All right, so Dorothy, discovering that she was the witch, wants to go home. She no longer wants to deal with these little people and their lollipop guilds and their moguls and munchkins clubs and all that stuff, people wearing jerseys and slugging beers all day on Sundays. Don't want to be a part of it, no more. So she decides that she wants to go home. There's 3 things that she needs on the way home. Thought, the scarecrow, emotion, the Tin Man, and action, the lion. I like how they did the Tin Man, that I'm working all the time. I don't have time to think or have emotions. Keep going. So she was told that she has to go through the Emerald City to get home. And there's a reason why it's called the Emerald City. It's green. That's the heart energy. You notice the chakra levels? Green is the chakra energy. And that's where all the magic happens. That's where the rainbow is. Now, once she gets there, she realizes that there's a little man behind the curtain, the little ego. Now, her little ego will tell her to take all this great action and kill or go to war with all these great evils to get home. You know, the big bad witch and the flying monkeys and such. But even after taking all that great action, she was no closer to home. How are we going to ever get home? But then Glinda, the good witch, Glinda means pure, told her all she had to do was create a picture of home in her head and then feel home in her heart. Love, security, peace. Feel that throughout her body, and then all of a sudden, home came right to her. Neat little trick, right? But the thing is, though, is that we're doing this stuff all the time. Have you ever been walking to the car, and then you think of a song, and then you turn on the car, and that song is playing?
I'm very much in disagreement of your analysis of L. Frank Baum's book.
There's 6 different ways to tell it.
I'm thinking of the actual movie and the actual book by L. Frank Baum,
Yeah.
both of which were not in alignment, but okay.
All right. What we're doing is reality transurfing. Have you ever thought of somebody and then they called you on the phone? Yes, that's happened. You ever thought deja vu, where somehow this has happened before, you've been here, you've done this? That's reality transurfing. And this is by a book named Zealand. And Zealand is a real life Sheldon Cooper. He graduated college at 14 years old. He has a master's degrees in everything, and he studies quantum physics and all that stuff. And he got this idea of what's going on by walking to the car and thinking about a song, and the song was on. And what he's come to realize that we're doing this on purpose and on accident all the time. You're putting little energy balls out there in the universe all the time on purpose or on accident. You're just doing it. All right? So let me get to the next one. And this guy is a real life Dorothy. This is Carnegie, Andrew Carnegie. And you've heard of Carnegie Libraries, Carnegie Wings on Hospitals. The thing about Carnegie is that in the mid-late 1800s, he was born in Scotland. Life sucked in Scotland. He decided to get on a boat, come to America, and as soon as he got off the boat, the Civil War broke out. Not really good times. The only thing he could get jobs doing is shoveling shit, working on railroads, working in stables, that kind of stuff. So about mid-40s or so, almost 50 years old, he gets a job at the telegraph agency. He actually went to coding school. And then at that time, only a few people actually got telegraphs. The mayor got a telegraph, you know, the local politicians, they got their marching orders. The sheriff got a telegraph, right? Merchants and back and forth, they had to do their telegraph stuff. Average people did not get telegraphs, except for this one guy who actually was in town, and he would get telegraphs 3 or 4 times a week. People wanted to meet him, people wanted to send him money, all kinds of odd stuff for that period of time. And he actually had the courage to actually walk up to the guy and ask him, what are you doing? Why are you getting all this stuff? You don't have a job, you don't have a business, yet things are just coming to you. He said, since you had the nuts to ask me, I'm going to tell you what I do. I'm able to hold a picture of what I want in my head and the feeling that I already own it in my body for minutes at a time, and then I just wait for things to happen. And then when things happen, I act accordingly. It's like the universe sends out a fishing line, and I grab a hold of the hook, and I just follow the line back to where I want to go with the things I want and the things I desire. Andrew Carnegie did this. He perfected a technique. He said he could do it for 10 minutes at a time, and he made $2 billion in 20 years, in 1890 money. Not adjusted for today. In 1890, he made $2 billion. I want to get on this train ride, but please don't call it the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is a load of crap that sells books. They do have one thing right about law of attraction, is that you have a set it and forget it principle. You plant the seed, you walk away, you don't keep checking on the seed, right? After that, law of attraction is just a bunch of feel-good stuff, you know, just keep positive and all that, which is important, but they don't cover everything. What they don't cover is doing the inner work, decreasing importance, letting go of reality, and accepting the answer no. And I'm going to get into a little bit of each one of these. Doing the inner work. How many people out here are cowgirls and making caviar dreams, or trying to wish for caviar dreams? You got to know your own inner heart, because it's not going to give it to you. You have to know yourself from the inside. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a caviar girl, man, go for it. Get those caviars and get the Lamborghini and get the big house. But if you're not that person, and if you're the ranch house and a Ford, go with your heart and go with that way. You know what I mean? You have to understand who you are on the inside. At one time, I wanted to be middle management at a landscape company. That's not where my heart was. That's kind of where my head and where I wanted to go with my wallet to take care of my family. I realized that's just not the path for me. You know, perhaps maybe they were getting a new path open up for me. All right, decreasing importance. Back up. Decreasing the importance. What I mean by decreasing in importance is that we've all put stuff up on a pedestal way so high that no matter how many magic arrows that we sling at it, you're never going to hit it. I mean, you did it to yourself. You put it way up there, and you're like, oh my God, this is so important to me, and now you're trying to do something, and you're not going to hit it. You have to bring it right back down to your level and say that this is something that's in my reality. I know I can have it. It's there. It's inside me. I can have it outside me. You know what I'm saying? All right. It's just like you made something out of gold leaf, and now the universe isn't going to give it to you because like you're going to break it. I mean, you're like, oh, this thing is so fragile. Now if you touch it, you break it. So the universe isn't going to give it to you anyway. You have to make it solid. If you want that Lotus car, you have to make it inside your head or inside your body. That car's actually mine anyway. It's no big deal that it's already mine. And letting go of reality, of how it really works. Yes, there's miracles that happen, but in the long run, you're probably going to get this many miracles out of that much time on the face of the earth. And what I mean by a miracle is that that the universe actually holds the laws of its own creation, like gravity, just for a second so something won't happen to you. Like if I was standing on a cliff and the rock gave way and I fell 1,000 feet, and it'd be a miracle that I didn't hurt myself, right? The laws of gravity didn't work for just that moment, so I didn't hurt myself. That's not going to happen every day. But what is going to happen is that when you make your little wishes, that you have to be patient that things move out of the way so other things can come in. If you want a new job, you can't let go of your job yet. The things work like that. But so you have to be patient to wait for that opportunity for that fishing line to come down so you can follow it down the trail so you can grab the one that you really want. And that's actually part of your own desires. And it's not working out too bad for me right now on that. And accepting the answer no, that's that hurts. Because sometimes some paths are just not met for you. Like that middle management path. It's just not going to go down there. That's what, but.
Like when your girlfriend drops the piano of "Let's just be friends" on you.
That's the answer no, and you got to accept it.
That was literally used as a metaphor in a comic, a panel from someone that I read on the internet.
But
It's called
sometimes,
Ossie Millie.
but sometimes the answer no is great because sometimes that relationship probably wasn't going to work out anyway, and something better's down the road for you. And patience has a lot to do with that. So let's go to the next one. And this is a online dictionary that I found. Since we're using words to describe what we're having to do, what we want to do with our lives and stuff, you gotta have a process to develop that. A single distinct meaning element of speech and writing. There are a bunch of witches. Why aren't you cheering? Do you see it? You see it? No? Words are elements! Martin Luther King had his words on fire, baby, right? Bruce Lee said, "Be water." I think that's a quote. Earth, Janis Joplin. Oh, she's an earthy chick. Carl Sagan. That's air. That man can tell a story. He can read me the white pages. Your name's amongst the billions and billions of names in these white pages.
Billions of stars.
Oh, I love Carl Sagan.
He's your big fan.
So-
I'm obsessed.
So an intention is actually the ready, set, aim part of pushing your magic out there. You know what I mean? And if you do your intention right, you don't have to take any action, which is wonderful. And I got a great story for that. One day, I was working on my presentations on my couch. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I'd just love to have a bag of, or a bowl of grapes and apples right now. So I just love to snack on grapes and apples while I'm doing my thing, working on my presentations. So I developed a plan in my head. I'm gonna get off my ass, I'm gonna walk around the coffee table, make a beeline to the kitchen, open up the refrigerator, grab everything out, knife, cups, forks, everything I need. And I said, okay, that's the plan. I'm gonna put it in action. And as soon as I grab the hold of the couch, push my ass off, my wife walks in the door, looks at me and goes, would you like to have a bowl of grapes and apples? I'm like, yay! So I put my ass back down. And I like to have some tea with that too, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you, baby.
But see, I put the intention out there, and she didn't know that I was gonna want grapes or all that stuff. But as soon as she walked in the door, ask her silently throughout the universe, or did the universe kind of just push her in that direction? I don't know. I think if your intentions work that way.
Maybe you're a good sender and she's a good receiver.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
Look at that too.
Yeah, and if actually, I don't think it's a matter about being good at it. Well, you can be good at it,
Yeah.
but you can practice at it,
Yeah.
and you can actually work with the universe like this. You just actually have to just keep thinking of things positive in a positive direction. Things will keep happening for you. You know. Also, I want to go back to letting go on how reality works on something on that, because that reminded me of another story. I work at a warehouse district, and there's a lot of cats out there, a lot of stray cats. And I get into the car, my wife picks me up, we're driving down the road, and one of the black stray cats run across the car, run in front of it. My wife goes, "Oh, I want to have a black kitty cat again. I miss my Onyx." I miss my Onyx too. So I said that to myself as well. I was like, "Oh, I miss Onyx. I wish I had a black kitty cat." 3 days later, I'm in somebody's backyard. I see this little head pop up and go back down into the grass again. I'm like, "What the hell is that?" Being curious, I walked over there, I go there, and it's this little bitty black kitty cat. It's about, I don't know, maybe a week and a half old. Barely had its eyes open, couldn't hardly walk. I pick it up and I'm like, there's no other cats here. There's no mommy cat, there's no other kittens. Maybe it got out, so I go knock on the customer's door. The customer opens up the door and goes, "Is this your cat?" Slam. She literally slams the door in my face. I'm like, what do I do with this cat?
Not anymore.
Mhm. Yeah. So what's a grown man do near panic? I called my wife. I'm like, "Look at a cat." She goes, "Empty out your lunchbox, put the cat in the lunchbox, bring it home." So now I have a cat. But 3 days before, accidentally, I put an intention out there in the universe, or we both did, and now we have a little black kitty cat at home.
What's his name?
Raven. Because I don't know if it dropped out of the sky or not.
We just lost a black kitty during the hurricanes.
Oh, but you know how a black kitty cat feels like, and you can feel it, and so
Yeah.
give it some time and make a wish.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not ready for another one.
All right,
We still have one.
so the ready aid thing is of intention. You know, you could. A lot of times you're doing it on accident, but now you can do it on purpose. But you got to have the heartfelt moment for that. You know what I mean? It's really going to come true.
And somebody heard it.
What's that?
You put out a thought and somebody heard it.
Yeah.
And it had to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe the universe just wants to make me happy.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Because I don't know if a bird caught the little kitty cat and dropped it there in the yard.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe the mommy cat was trying to distribute out little kitty cats because it couldn't take care of the whole litter. That happens. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the universe just digitally manifested a little kitty cat. All three are true, maybe. I don't know. All right. So, but the intention was there to actually have a kitty cat, and I felt it, and it came true. Let's go to the next one. Etymology. Who has a rabbit? Who has a couch down in this rabbit hole?
You know, the people who can't understand the difference between etymology and entomology, they really bug me
Yes, they do.
in ways I can't describe.
And we've heard that one, I think.
Thank you for completing it. Like
It's still
that
funny.
doesn't- yeah.
It's still funny.
That's what we need is a dad joke.
I'm into both.
But there's just three major ways that I like to break down words, and because I think the breaking down the words of how we're actually speaking to ourselves into the universe are important. And let's have a conversation about it. One more. All right, so we're taking the pieces of a compound word, conversation, and looking up each piece back to its Latin or Greek root, way back from where it originally means. And there's 10,000 ways to do it, and I'm going to go through 3 of them.
Only 3?
Only 3. So what I'm doing with conversation here is con is Latin, so that means connect together, as in convict,
Con artist.
con artist. Verse is a section of song that we all sing together. In a good conversation, that you talk, I talk, that's a stanza. And I do believe the verse is the energy that's built up between it. And if you ever seen somebody at a good coffee table or drinking together and that they're going back and forth and all of a sudden it seems like they're all talking at one time, That's the intentions of having a good conversation. Have you ever had a great conversation with somebody and you thought it was 30 minutes and it was 3 hours later? Mm-hmm.
Not recently.
Yeah, but
That's what happened the first time I met Jeff.
you just talked away, right?
I missed the last.
That's the
class.
that's the TION. You're losing that segment of time. And also that happens in reverse. You ever have a 3-minute conversation with somebody and it felt like 3 hours and you just want to stab your hands?
all the time.
Just go away!
Leave me be.
All right.
Daily.
So TION is actually a segment of time and it works both ways. You can lose time or you're just hating time at the moment.
I'm writing them down.
Yeah, no problem.
Where are you getting the suffix of shun from?
Actually, I found it in the dictionary.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a segment of that actual etymology? Because I've not heard that one.
Actually, because I look up suffixes and prefixes
Because
on
a
their own.
demonstration would probably be a good use of shun.
Yes, actually, a good presentation where actually everybody got lost inside the presentation itself would be actually a great way to present it. But also, I also go for the occult thing, the ION.
That seems like a big stretch.
It is a
that I'm
stretch.
not on board with.
Yeah, but
In all fairness.
but there'll be other stretches here too, so don't worry about it. Get your legs on. So a good conversation is something that we can all lose together in time itself, and it goes back and forth, and it goes back and forth. Let's go with the next one. I love breaking down people's names. Since I'm not going to ask every witch in a room their name, this is my full name at birth. All right? Harley is an old English term that means hair chaser. And actually what a Harley was back in the 900s, 1100s, was somebody that came to your farm or your land that chased down the rabbits that was eating your crops. If you had a large portion of land or a farmer and you had an infestation of hares and rabbits, you needed to get rid of them. So you hired a Harley to do that. I also like the occult version of that, hair chaser running down the hole for information. There's another version of it. So there's Angel is my middle name, that means messenger. You know, it's a Greek word for messenger, I'll bring out information.
Agalos.
And then Corum is kind of creepy. That means people that come from the lands of crows and cranes. So, my intentions in the world, if you break down my name etymology, someone who chases the information down the hole and brings it back as information. You know, brings it back as a message. Hopefully I can make it a little bit creepy every once in a while. Yeah. But I want to show contrast, because I love contrast, you know, black and white, up and down. And here's my little brother's name, Alistair Levi Corum. Yeah, sweet, huh?
I love it. That
She
is
could have
a-
named us Jacob and Boaz, you know, Joachim and Boaz. I would have got the joke a lot sooner.
I thought Levi was the Hebrew word for rabbi.
No, it means together. It means to join together. Leviticus. Actually, Levi is short.
Book of Leviticus is the instructions for that century of rabbis, and also the whole practice of the third son is the rabbi in the family is because Levi was the spiritual leader of that tribe and was the third son. It's part of the whole thing.
Yep.
So
Well, I guess you missed it because, like, you know.
I guess you missed it.
Well, no, not really. But see, you can see, there's a lot of contrast. Go ahead and flip it back to my name. Harley Angel and Alistair Levi. You can see there's like our complications growing up together, right? You know, I was always high-minded and he was always just, you know, forward and straight off. So let's go ahead and go to the third one. Literal phonics. The word is actually telling you the meaning as you say it. Like beautiful. You're being you to the fullest of beautiful. Don't care if you're 3'6" and can't sing, but you can dance. Get out there and dance, girl. Intimacy.
Oh, cute. Television. Cute.
It always tells you vision. Yeah. But I like intimacy myself. It's like intimacy. And I think a lot of people get confused about what intimacy really is. At some point it is taking off your clothes and sharing yourself with somebody. But intimacy can also be that heart-to-heart, you know, one-on-one, just sharing yourself with somebody, you know, back and forth. Just telling you the truth about what you feel and telling the truth about how you react and accepting how they react to you. All right, and imagination is just the image and action. If you have an active imagination, you can actually keep pushing that image and action. Keep going. So, I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you about it. There's actually proof about the vibration that's going on between me and you right now. I feel it, I see it. Watch this. Next round. This is called the black plate test. It's what the black plate is hooked up to a tone meter. And the tone meter does vibrations. It does a sound, it regulates the sound, and then it assigns a number to the vibration. Now just remember, the lower the vibration, it's real slow, less patterns.
Charlie, I'm offline.
You're not playing?
No, that's the YouTube video link. Remember, we're not online.
Oh, damn it.
Has anyone here never seen this happen before?
Wait,
Hmm?
there's the password to the internet's right over there.
Oh, it is? Where?
Wakefield hotspot on the phone.
Hallelujah, David.
The internet here.
Thank you, David. We had no idea.
Wait, repeat it again? Okay, is anything capitalized?
First to you, PB, like Palm Beach, public.
That's the name of the Wi-Fi.
Yes, but is
Password is DCAP with the password 2019.
Decaf?
I don't know. Can you-
I'll read it.
Thank you.
I'll just get it.
Well, at least there's a
Password
password.
is decaf.
The number one.
I feel so lied to.
This is the password?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a moment.
Okay. The number one.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
Okay. Okay, hang on. The password is
I can do it, I've logged in a million times already.
lowercase e, c,
Let me
a.
try.
Hold on. The password again,
You're
please.
gonna have to do a lot of editing. on
Can you
the-
forget that one and then do it again?
I think so.
Because if you click forget, it'll prompt you for the
This
password
is an
again.
excellent time to take our halfway break.
Yes.
And
If
get
you need
some
to
more
go to the bathroom or
food,
get
use the
food.
potty,
Intermission.
have some conversations. If you need to get up and move around,
Can you
that's
right
cool.
click on the Wi-Fi?
We are-
I was doing that, nothing was
We
happening.
are very
Okay.
into taking care of your
Right click on it,
vestibular
it says
systems,
connect.
so please, by all means, get up and move around.
Can you go down to the bottom one that says network and internet settings above the line, that one?
Enter the password?
And then if you
That's what I
click,
was trying to get back up. After we did the alarm one.
I used to do IT, so.
Excellent.
Do you show available networks? Line up.
So do you want to know about my witch name? Do you want to know about my witch name? I actually picked the first name, David, before I became a witch.
Have you been?
I had decided that Kevin was not worth me,
Lost
was
a lot
not
of
worthy
weight.
of me.
I've noticed.
Which is actually a good news.
And I decided that I should name myself after David, who won the Bible with 7 seals. Later on, I realized that I was very cat-like when I became a witch. So thereby, but I was also very old at heart, despite
Have a drink.
because I named myself David.
Kenny's as nervous as could be about this whole thing.
And then type in.
So,
Look at that.
what's your take on that name?
I like it. I like David because it's very, very
Did another
Actually,
Wi-Fi
that's my dad-
password,
that's my
it
dad's
showed up
name.
45 minutes early, the program started a half an hour later because we had it wrong on pagan things, like Kayla and I
Kayla's
took-
not feeling well?
Kayla's not feeling well, and I haven't been here for the last 2
I've
months, so
noticed.
I
I've
haven't
missed you.
missed being here, but I jumped from, okay, I'm gonna be an admin on the Palm Beach Pagans to,
What was the last
I'm
numbers
gonna
on
be
the
sick for
decaf
2 solid
password?
months, and there's been
2019.
zero,
Help.
yeah, none whatsoever, so like,
Here.
it's was a little rocky starting out this year.
It's what happens.
There was no conversation about the transfer. So I don't know how to hook up with that. I don't know the Wi-Fi. I didn't know if it was on the wall over there. I don't know who to contact.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. We're here for each other.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I hit the ground running and
You're supposed to do a power walk and then a jog before you start sprinting.
I only just got healthy a week ago. Like I've been sick for 2.5 months.
I've noticed. I've been looking at some of your posts. It doesn't sound fun.
Strep and then pneumonia and then strep again and then did get the flu and then other
All right, it's cauliflower then.
Yeah, better. I'm not trying to complain. It's been really crazy. There's been a lot of breathing.
My video will play now.
Yes. Is your buddy okay?
Yeah.
When you're ready.
Boyfriend.
Resume. I'm gonna run to the bathroom too.
He's really nervous about this. He's not too keen on the whole paganism. I was saying, hey,
Wanna
this
know why I
isn't
don't do IT anymore?
people that are meaningful
Because people
to me, and I'd
don't
like to
listen
bring
when I
you
generally tell
someone
them
to my
to.
world. And
So like
since
that
this
whole
knowing
process
you're
that I just
related
did with
by
you,
blood, you know,
where
it's
you didn't question anything I said, would have normally taken me 3 times as long
very
because they'd be
nervous,
going,
so-
but what about this?
he's also on the
I
spectrum.
have similar experience.
Also because I'm a young woman, so that's a whole nother
You
level.
guys are happy.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
We're fairly happy. He's kind of in a bad mood this weekend. Now he's terrified of this. So he does. I do try to do the same as well. So yeah.
That's what I want to hear. Bye for being nice.
He's lovely. I promise.
I've missed you. I'm going to come and hug you now.
Oh, hello, Matt. So where have you been?
Oh, now you remember me.
And where is Sarah?
Huh?
Where is the woman of the hour?
She's at home doing wedding stuff.
Well, oh, yeah. So yeah, first there's the other brother, and then there's Sarah. You're the last one out, aren't you? With the whole
I'm pretty sure my little sister's gonna get married before.
yeah. So where's where's your ceremony happening? In hell?
I'm kidding. I don't know.
No, hell's a lovely place. I've been there before.
Me too.
It's actually quite peaceful and pretty looking with crystals and mist and stuff.
It's a lot quieter than
Yeah, no, hell gets a bad rap. It does. It's actually quite. Although I could have been in the fields of